Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kiki Rizkian Rohmah, and in this occasion, I would like to present my research proposal. For the title of my research proposal is the impact of total physical response as a teaching method in improving students' vocabulary mastery. So the first, there are background of the study. So in the background of the study, there are the fields and focus. So for the fields of this research is total physical response, students' vocabulary mastery, and EFL or English as a foreign language. And the second one is focus. So the focus of this study is to find the probability of TPR as a teaching method for improving students' vocabulary mastery. The next one is formulation of the problem. So the research question of this study is how total critical response can improve students' vocabulary mastery. The next is operational definition. So there are two kinds of operational definition. The first one is total critical response or TPR, and the second is vocabulary mastery. So for total physical response, it's a teaching method that coordinates speech and action through physical movement to encourage the students' responses in order to understand it. And for vocabulary mastery, it's an individual's incredible expertise in utilizing expression of a language which is gained dependent on their own advantage, needs, and motivation. The next is the aim of the research. So the aim of the study is to find the possibility of a teaching method which is total physical response or TPR to improve students' vocabulary. The next one is the significances of the study. So for the first, there are theoretical use. For the theoretical use, the study can expand total physical response or TPR theory in terms of mastering vocabulary. And for the empirical use, the study can give empirical insight into how TPR can improve students' vocabulary mastery, so students will easily understand and be fluent in English. And last one is practical use. So the study will give practical insight into how TPR can improve students' vocabulary mastery so the readers can understand the use of TPR and how to prove that students are already mastering the vocabulary. So the next, there are research procedures. The first is the method of the research. So the method of this research, the researchers will use a classroom action research. And the next one is the variables of this research. TPR is stand for independence variables and student vocabulary mastery stand for dependent variable. And the next one, there are research design. Research design in this study with a classroom action research using the cycle model of or process of chemist and Tegard. And the next one, there are population and sample. So the population of this research is from RT and RW, RT11, RT11, and RW2 in Cisarua Village, Thomas, Tasikmalaya. And the next one is the data collection. So for collecting the data, the writer will use observation and subtext. The next one is the data analysis. So in this research, the researcher will analyze the data from the research process, which consists of plan, action, observation, and reflection, using a cycle model by chemist and Tegard. Still about research procedures, there are research steps. For the first steps, the writer will analyze the data quantitatively based on the observation during the teaching and learning process that covered the application of the physical response technique and the student's activity in each cycle. And the second one, the writer will analyze the data after the action process. And the last one, the writer made a conclusion about the application of the topical response technique, whether it has implicit in improving students' vocabulary or not. The next is the research procedures. In this time is about time and place. So in time and place, the researcher will be carried out in Katamas district, or to be precise, at Cisarua village. So this is the table of the time and for the time of uh, this research. I think that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.